For the so-called coalition that is much has been talked about in Nigeria to work and achieve its objectives, then most of the political leaders who are spearheading this coalition formation must forego their 2027 political ambition. And this should be easy, especially if the essence or the purpose of this coalition is not to fulfill or achieve personal goals and ambitions, but to rescue Nigeria and stop it from sinking and to reverse the course of our travel at the moment. Then, the leaders must be selfless and forego their political ambition. Nigeria at the moment needs selfless leaders, leaders who understand that they don't need to be in elective positions to influence the politics. They don't need to be in elective positions to help save this country and what is remaining of it. We have seen a coalition that has been formed by people who see being the president of Nigeria as a life ambition. We have seen a coalition formed by these people, and the result is what we are seeing today, is what we are experiencing today. Every average Nigerian understands that Nigeria is not in the right path. Nigeria is getting worse every day. After many attempts at presidency by Muhammad Buhari, after many failed attempts, because he could not give up, because he believed being the president of Nigeria is a life ambition that he must achieve. His CPC formed a coalition with others who were only interested at grabbing and keeping the power without a clear vision on how to solve the issues that they were accusing the party in power of not resolving. Their interest was mostly to grab the power and to change the party at the center. And when they succeeded, initially they spent almost the first 4 years blaming the party, and then now another government that succeeded from the same party is blaming the previous government, because these people who have who are in power did not have a clear definition or a clear roadmap on how to serve and save Nigeria. Their interest was just to be in power. And when the first person left, and Nigerians were looking at a possible alternative to what was being offered, which was the current president, he told Nigerians that it was his turn. Because the negotiations that gave birth to the APC, which was the product of that coalition, was based on turn by turn, as if Nigeria is a kingdom with designated heirs who will take over after the other. At this point, I think it is very, very frustrating to still hear the likes of Atiku Abubakar still showing interest in becoming the president of this country. And of course, he is one of those leading or spearheading this coalition. Atiku would have understood that his pursuit of a personal life goal to become the president of Nigeria is what, first of all, put the PDP where they are at the moment. It was his personal ambition that made the PDP to throw its ticket wide open for anyone in any part of the country to contest. Without bearing in mind or without taking into cognizance the fact that the immediate or the government that was in power then was a northern Fulani. And based on the unwritten agreement of power rotation, it was supposed to be time of the South. But because of the influence of Atiku, who wants to be president as a life ambition, it is the life goal that he must be achieved, the party threw its ticket open. And of course, we can see the aftermath of that. PDP is suffering, is decaying, is degrading every day. Even the few governments, the few states they managed to win are now being lost to the APC. Atiku would have realized that by now, because there are still talks Yesterday, I watched a video on YouTube where they're still parroting this. Let us throw it open, and the coalition, when we do it, let's throw it open for the people to vote, and then whoever wins the primaries will contest under this new arrangement. That was the same thing PDP did in the last elections. And of course, throwing it open means let us allow the highest bidder to take the day. But the highest bidder may not be the person that the people want. Despite the fact that the candidacy of Tinubu and Shettima went against a lot of things, the same faith thing was one of them. The second one, even clearly knowing that Tinubu does not have what it takes to be president of Nigeria. The likes of Atiku could not win because of the sentiment of zoning. And I would have expected that Atiku would understand this. But unfortunately, he has clearly not understood it. Which made me begin to wonder, is Atiku indirectly trying to weaken the PDP more, or even infiltrate this new coalition and ensure that the APC still have their way? Nigeria needs selfless leaders. Nigeria needs people who understand that they can midwife the emergence of a better and a new Nigeria without being at the center holding political positions. That is what Nigeria needs. Because we are traveling very fast at the direction that will lead to our destruction. The middle class has been eliminated. Now you are either rich or poor, and even the poor are struggling. Every aspect of our economy is failing. But Nigerians must see beyond the political gimmicks, especially the electorate. We do not need a coalition that is aimed to fuel and empower an individual to achieve his life goal. We need a coalition that understands the current situation of our country and have what it takes, and can give us an alternative to what we have now, and have what it takes to fix these issues. This coalition must not only come and preach to us and tell us why we need to change the party in power. They have to clearly explain their ambition, explain what they stand for, and give us a roadmap and a clear strategy, publish it and make it accessible for others to go read and understand, that they understand the issues we have and they have what it takes. This coalition that is coming must give us a clear alternative, must present to us a candidate that we Nigerians are confident in, a candidate that we can trust, a candidate that we know is not desperate to become president at all means, but is there out of sheer love for the country, is there genuinely to serve. This coalition must not be another APC. This coalition must not only preach change, but must tell us exactly what the change is about. It must be a clearly defined change. This coalition must tell us what it must do, it will do differently, and how it is going to do it. If we must embrace another coalition, this coalition must stand out and tick the boxes of Nigerians. We Nigerians will be going out in 2027 to shop for another leader. And as every person who goes for shopping, we must have our shopping list, what we are looking for. Because when you go to the market to shop, without a clear idea of what you're going to buy, everything becomes attractive. So, for this coalition to succeed, not just in presenting a presidential candidate in 2027, it must clearly give us someone that we believe in. And it must present to us alternatives, solutions to the issues Nigeria is having. And the terms of this coalition must be made very clear to Nigerians. We need to understand the arrangement, what was agreed behind closed doors, what gave birth to this coalition. At what point do we decide, okay, this is this coalition, okay, we've ticked all the boxes, we've agreed on everything, and then we can go on with it. Nigerians are going to ask questions, except we have not learned. And I believe a lot of Nigerians have learned. We have learned a lot of hard lessons. And in the word of very dark man, the social media activists, we have learned it the hard way. Nigerians, at this point, we should not be looking at it is my turn. Even though for equality, the presidency must come from the South, because it's time of the South. Of course, the South have a lot of competent leaders, a lot of selfless leaders. We must look across every part of the South rather, and bring someone that has the track record. We must bring someone that has test business, that has test political power, and has been able to manage them, both of them, very well. We do not need people whose life we cannot trace. We do not need people that don't have track record of success. We need leaders with track record of integrity, leaders who have shown integrity and are not controlled, or they're not power drunk, and they are contented with what they have, and they are not there to enrich themselves and their families. Leaders that has low propensity for corruption. Those are the leaders we'll be looking for. And those are the type of candidate we expect that this coalition will present to us. We are not looking for leaders who have cases with EFCC, ICPC, or other anti-graft agencies, both in Nigeria and outside the shores of this country. We do not need leaders or candidates with criminal records. We need people whose integrity can be attested to by not just the people around them or their supporters, but even their stern critics can speak to their integrity. These are my unfiltered views. Let me know what you think. What are your thoughts? What are you looking for come 2027? Have you started thinking about it? Let us continue the conversation in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.